So what does that mean? Chiefs training camp starts at the end of July. I'm going to believe at this point the 21st. And season ticket members get to have the first day after that exclusive on the 22nd of Monday and Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. And then let's not forget that this week, the season ticket members get to reserve their tickets on Thursday, while the general public after that gets to reserve theirs on Friday. So let's go ahead and get into the topic of what are our camp expectations.
Yeah, so just as far as camp expectations, as far as is what I expect from is just the offense to kind of not pick up where they left off, but to try and find some deep threats in the defense to just see if they can replace L'Jarius Sneed. Right, we know we lost a veteran there in coverage, somebody that's coming down to the line and sticking the team's number one best wide receiver. So seeing how we're going to replace him there or just supplement for missing him in coverage. And then I'm just looking for the offense to finally find that deep threat. We know that's what they were looking for, and that's what they went into the this offseason looking for. And they went and got Hollywood Brown, got Worthy, still have Rashee Rice, still got Justin Watson. So just looking forward to see how that wide receiver room shakes up, how it shakes out, and who is the deep threat there in that wide receiver room.
Truthfully, what I'm expecting and what I'm excited to see going into camp, I just want to know what we can do on the offensive side of the ball with the wide receivers. I understand that this is probably a big concern for everyone, or this is something that everyone is on the lookout for. But really, I just want to know, like, who do you have going from 1 to 4, like who is the the top 4 guys that you want to actually go with, and then after that with the 5 and 6, we can see how that goes. But I want to know who is Mahomes most comfortable with right now, and then also like, hey, if can one of these young guys that are who are coming up or coming in, can they be able to make their mark on the offensive side of the ball at that wide receiver position? We know Hollywood is expected to be the number 1 guy for us, and I think going into the season, I think we all should expect that. We don't know how long Rashee Rice is going to be out, but Xavier Worthy, will you be healthy and ready to go once July comes forward? You was out for most of the mini camp, well, all of the mini camp and the voluntary OTAs, so we're ready to see you in pads going up against other guys, seeing if you're NFL ready. We know that it's practice, but at the same time, we need to see what we have going forward. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I'm not really looking for much, just because I think they are all coming in with that same mentality. I know that we're wondering what we're going to do with L'Jarius Sneed being gone, but really in all we're looking at is like, hey, who's going to be that guy who steps up and take over that role? Now we're expecting Trent McDuffie. He's an all-pro cornerback. He was first-team all-pro last season. I think we know that he's going to come into next season, prepared and ready to go. Now we don't know how that would look, but do you feel like you need to have someone on the outside and still keep Trent in the inside, in or following that second best guy on that other side of the ball? So I'm ready. I can't wait. I can't wait to see all the videos. But really, right now, I wouldn't say my expectations are as high, but I am at the point to where I just want to know who's ready to go, who's ready to kick it off, who's going to be claiming their spot already, and then going into the preseason once August come after that.
So I haven't dedicated a specific player or honestly a positional group in my mind yet, but obviously when you're the Chiefs and you're under Andy Reid, the thing that you are most concerned with when training camp rolls around has got to be the rookies and how they handle the hard training camps, because we've heard Jason and Travis Kelsey talk about how brutal those Andy Reid summer hot training camps are like. And we know what ended up happening with Rashee Rice at one of those training camps, but arguably you can't say that was a bad thing because of what happened. But then, off the field, and not going into that on another show of ours. But yeah, just how they experience the constant grind, the no huddle, the really fast in the hot, and just trying to overwhelm you and overload you with information and work. and trying to exhaust you physically and mentally, and how the rookies on this team respond. So that's the number one thing that I'm looking out for this camp, is just to see what the rookies are going to be able to do.
And Clayton, you make some really good points as well too. Just because, especially in that humid heat in Missouri as well, I don't miss it at all. I mean, it is hot up here in New Mexico, but my God, you know, I got allergies. It's just hot. You sweat a lot. And it can be rough. And you know, we didn't have some guys pass out as well too. So it's like it's gonna get your body prepared for, you know, those temperatures, because in the start of the season in some locations it's still that much very hot as well. So we just got to be on the lookout and just really get prepared for that mental approach when it comes to the game, because honestly, like, we can always talk about the P's and Q's and talk about the roles and the playbook and go into that part of it, but at the same time you got to get your body physically prepared as well too, because some of these guys didn't do a lot of off-season training. Some of them probably really enjoyed their time off, really was having fun with their family, enjoying vacation, you know, drinking, eating, having a good time, and then once it comes to getting back to, you know, their profession, getting back to work, that's when they'll go ahead and take care of that. So a lot of that, you know, when coming to the training camp, and also even the voluntary OTAs before, start getting your body acclimated back to playing professional football, getting your body hit, going ahead and running for long periods of time, or just being out there for long periods of time as well too, because you got to get prepared for that moment.
Yeah, and I second that. Just both of you guys, just in general. I think that's why I think it's so big for that wide receiver room to come in and kind of have some flashes, especially to the likes of Xavier Worthy. Being that he's a rookie, he hasn't took any hits. He hasn't been through a Andy Reid training camp. He is a long distance type runner. I think it's going to be pivotal to see what he comes in here and does, and how he handles that, his body in as a whole, handles the whole aspect of training camp, being that humid heat, being that you're running a lot, being it's an Andy Reid training camp, being that there's an overload, and being that you didn't have any mini camp or mandatory OTAs training. So it's going to be fascinating to see how it shakes up, and I think that's why it's going to be just a wonder to watch him as a rookie at that wide receiver position and see what he can do, and if he can come out healthy.
Be sure to like and subscribe and follow us on all our social media platforms at Red Kingdom Media. If you enjoyed that, make sure to check out the full-length episode below.